how many cold emails you should send to reach your monthly or quarterly goal. What's going to be the budget? What are the results you would expect from this whole infrastructure and outbound channel? If you do not know the precise answer, this is the video for you. So basically 99% of B2B founders and head of sales, director of sales, they don't really know what to expect from cold emailing because the Google Sheets forecast and the reality check is two different things. Because in the cold emailing, you have so many little drops here and there on every single step of the cold emailing where you really never include that into your planning. That is why we've created this simple product, this simple tool, which is actually free for you to use to plan your outbound activities, your budgets, and overall have a better understanding of what are the real results that you can get and with the real budget that you actually need for that. So basically what we do here, we have your monthly or quarterly goal. So you need to have a goal for that, right? So for example, the goal is going to be $100,000, for example, $99,000. That might be the goal for a month or for a quarter. It's up to you. After that, we need to use our own benchmarks from the pipeline that we already have or from the cold emailing that we are sending. So basically we just say, what is our reply rate? We use our usual reply rate, or if you don't know, we just use the benchmarks. For example, the benchmark is going to be 2.8. It's a normal reply rate. If you have less than 2%, so if you have somewhere here, you probably have some issues with deliverability. But if you have somewhere here, you're doing such a great job. The real question is whether you can scale these numbers or not in terms of the amount of emails to send. But let's say we're going to take the benchmark. It's going to be 2.7, something like this, right? How many emails do you have in this sequence? So for example, 3, right? That's just a normal one. Of course, you might have 7, but let's say 3 from 3 to 4, that's just a normal one for the majority of people who are sending cold emails. What is your reply to a meeting conversion rate? That means how many people who actually reply to you are going to be converted or going to join the meeting. And here you also need to include the drops, no-show rate, just people who say that they're not interested, or the majority of other little things that people tell you. We just need to literally calculate the amount of replies we got and the actual amount of the real meetings that we have. Not book meetings, not, hey, let's talk someday, etc. The real meetings that we have. And for example, in this case, it's not going to be 50. It's usually going to be around 10, probably 13, 13. That's a normal one. The question is, what is the conversion rate from meeting to closed deal? That's a really good question because if you're getting leads from your inbound, your usual reply rate might be, your usual conversion here might be around 20. But when it comes to the cold contacts, it's usually a bit less just because people do not know you, people do not trust you. So they might not convert because of those reasons. So let's say it's around 15, probably, 16 or 13% is going to be fine. And what is your average contract value? It's totally up to you, but let's say that if the revenue goes, 100,000, let's say the average contract value is around, 19, something like this. It's nice, right? The real question is how many cold emails you should send to reach this goal with these numbers, right? And I didn't show you the results, right? Yeah. So it's blurred or you don't see that right now. But in reality, this is the amount of cold emails that you need to send to reach this goal. 45,000 cold emails. Yes, that includes the follow-ups, etc., but it's still 45,000 cold emails. And with these 45,000 of cold emails, you actually need to reach out to almost 11,000 contacts, right? To get 300 replies, to generate 40 meetings. And the actual meetings, not just, hey, let's have a call someday, and close 5 deals. That's what you need to get. And the real question is, okay, what is going to be the budget or why? And those numbers don't look realistic. But if you take a look at just the calculation over here, yes, we'll see that these numbers are actually real. We need these numbers in order to just cover this goal. 900,000 with almost 20,000 average contract value. We need this amount of emails to send, and you can send all of those emails through your through your main domain, or you can send a lot of cold emails from one mailbox because it's not going to be reliable, and you're going to act like a spammer. At the end of the day, in just a few weeks, your whole infrastructure will be ruined, and all of your emails will go to spam. That is why you need to build a diversified and horizontally scaled cold email infrastructure with mailboxes both on Google, on Microsoft, on some SMTP solutions, etc., etc. So for this, technically, you need around 138 mailboxes to cover this volume. You see, and the calculation for this is just pretty simple: 22 working days, 15 real cold emails per day. Why that low? Because it's actually the best combination between the amount of real cold emails that you have and the warm-up emails that you are sending. And this is just like the best combination. For this, you need 138. And the infrastructure cost will be at least $1,380,000 per month. Full outreach tool set, including literally everything like the clay, the AI tokens, there's email sending, email finding, email verification, some automation tools, just literally everything is going to be at least $4,500 per month. And the labor cost, that's the amount of money you pay to your employees. It depends. If you work with freelancers, it's going to be less, for example, probably 3,000. If you have full-time employees, it's probably going to be higher, 9,000, probably even more, etc., etc. Yes, over here, there, you might see that the ROI is pretty nice. If you reach this goal during months, okay, all good. You're going to have the really huge ROI. But if you don't, if it's the goal for the quarter, overall, here, all of these costs will be multiplied by 3 because it's the monthly payments that you actually have. So the ROI will be a little bit less. And the real question here is how to, what to have, what to do right now. Basically 2 things. A, go and review again and double check your outbound and outreach overall channel plans and the strategies that you have over there. Just because once you know what to expect and what is the budget that you need, you're going to have a way better understanding of what to do with the channel. That's A. B, if you need the help with implementing literally everything for similar costs or even less cost, but just making sure that everything is going to be top notch, the best systems implemented, the best infrastructure with the highest possible deliverability, etc., book a call with us. And the third thing, if you find this tool pretty useful, just feel free to share it to your colleagues, to other people who you know, etc., etc. I'll be super, super happy if you do those things. And overall, thanks a lot and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.